Welcome to News in Brief from Rajab Global Network. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi holds daily meetings at his central office. The Grand Islamic jurist Ayatollah Shirazi welcomes large numbers of Islamic scholars, religious, cultural and social activists, university figures and a large number of people from around the world at his central office in the holy city of Qom, Iran. During these meetings, the guests offer reports of their activities to the Grand Jurist and listen to the guidelines of His Eminence. Imam Shirazi studies extremism and a moderate future. Imam Shirazi Strategic Studies Center studies the topic of extremism and a moderate future in a conference in Holy Karbala, Iraq. This conference was attended by some university teachers, media activists, researchers, and intellectuals. Mr. Haider Al-Jarrah, the director of Imam Shirazi Center, delivered a lecture at this conference. In his remark, Mr. Al-Jarrah considered the public revolution in Arab countries as unprecedented and counted democracy and human dignity as the main demands of public groups of people. Nonviolence organization condemned terrorist bombings in St. Petersburg, Russia. Nonviolence organization Human Rights Association released a statement to condemn the recent terrorist bombing in St. Petersburg, the Russian capital. The terrorist attack in the Russian capital subways left dozens of innocent civilians killed and injured. Following this heinous attack, Nonviolence organization affiliated to Imam Shirazi World Foundation released a message and sympathized with the families of the victims and blamed the Wahhabi and tech-free ideologies for these attacks. Furthermore, Nonviolence organization emphasized that the perpetrators of this attack should be put on trial and their ideological roots and financial supporters should be held accountable. In the end, Nonviolence organization demanded the international community to take decisive measures and stop the organized acts of terrorism across the world. Sheikh Muhammad Husayn Akbar meets Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. The Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi hosted one of his representatives from Pakistan, Sheikh Muhammad Husayn Akbar, on Tuesday, April 4, 2017. Sheikh Husayn Akbar is also a former member of parliament in Pakistan and founder of Minhaj al-Husayn Islamic Center in Lahore. In this meeting, Sheikh Akbar reported on his latest activities and talked about the Shia Muslims and their problems in Pakistan. Human rights foundations condemn anti-Shia movements across the world. Shia Rights Watch, Adam Center for Defending Rights and Freedoms, and Annaba Culture and Media Center condemned the spread anti-Shia movements across the world in separate messages. In this regard, Shia Rights Watch published a report about the anti-Shia movements in the first quarter of 2017. In this document, SOW reported on the death and injury of 1,170 innocent Shia Muslims across the world, especially in North Africa and the Middle East. The report by SOW uncovered anti-Shia movements in Bahrain, where Shia pro-democracy protesters are stripped of their citizenship, the kidnapping of Shia Muslims in Madagascar, the systematic act of violence against Shia scholars in Pakistan, and several attempts to the lives of the Shia citizens in Algeria. In addition, SOW made a written statement in which it demanded the UN to take swift measures to tackle the ongoing crisis in Bahrain. In its statement, this human rights organization slammed the political and unfair sentences by the Bahraini court against the Shia Muslims in this country. SOW demanded the Bahrain's judicial body to observe justice and don't give in to the political pressures by the ruling regime. In the wake of these incidents, Adam Center for Defending Rights and Freedoms has also published a statement and called for a review into the Bahrain's constitution, which has been passed by the top members of the Bahraini ruling regime. According to reports from Annaba news agency, reviewing the Bahraini constitution will help ease suppressive measures against the peaceful protesters.